Well, hey folks, FatGuyFliesRC. All right, this is going to be the maiden, not the maiden flight. I just flew this while ago off camera because it's such a nasty crosswind. I wanted to check the trim and be honest with you, maidens typically are boring if you think about it, because all I'm doing is just making sure she's trimmed out. She needs a little bit of up elevator and a little bit of left aileron, just a few clicks of each, and that's all she needed. So normally I know I show you all the maiden, but today I said no, that everybody else was setting up. I said let me go ahead and fly it real quick and get it trimmed out, and then we'll film it. So that's just the command decision I made today. All right, got a elevator to flat mix, rates, everything I'll share with you after the flight. And let's take her up and do the maiden flight, or well, the second flight. I want to be completely truthful with y'all. And second time in the air. Got her in my, took her off of my trimming mode, got her all trimmed up, took her up and landed her in trimming, and
right now.
I also determined that a 6-minute timer on a 3300 is perfect. Shoved all the way forward. 3300 4S. All right. I know normally I show you all the maidens on stuff, but today I said no. I'm gonna go ahead and fly it while I'm waiting everybody else to get set up. So I was just impatient. All right, now we've got a pretty decent crosswind, so probably won't be using flaps too much today. Right, left, up, down, right, left. And even though I just flew it, I always check my I always check my control surfaces no matter what. Now she's gonna want a weather vane to the north as soon as I go to take off because of that big old rudder. So gotta be ready for that. I love them yellow wingtips.
Retracts tucked away.
One thing I did notice is that definitely not a rocket ship, but that's okay. She flies a little bit faster than scale, but not as fast as a lot of these little foamies can fly. I do love the lights. All right. Let me show you what I already know. Takes a little bit of, not too much pressure to maintain inverted, down elevator inverted.
Time remaining 5 minutes.
About half throttle there. Take it up. There. Full speed. Like I say, this is only the second time I've ever had her in the air. Good flying, Corsair. Good flying, Corsair.
Gear is down.
All right.
Landing flaps. Flaps up.
Don't really need flaps today, not given the way the weather is. Oh, touch and go there.
Time remaining 4 minutes. Landing flaps.
Well, maybe a little bit of. Maybe I can get away with flaps this time. A little bouncy, but that's okay. I'll take it. We might have to cut this flight short. It's starting to rain. Not bad, just an occasional drop. Good looking plane. Good flying plane. Like I said, it's only the second time I've ever had her in the air. All right, we're going to Do takeoff.
Takeoff flaps.
We'll do takeoff flaps this time just because you can. But I gotta remember that north wind that's coming at me is going to want to make that tail turn towards me and want to turn the plane towards the north. So you got to stay on that rudder to keep it straight once you get that tail up off the ground. So you just got to be ready for it. You got to be ready to apply a little bit of right rudder to keep that nose straight. Anytime you got a plane that's got that. Yeah.
Flaps up.
Anytime you got a plane with that big old high rudder like that, that wind is going to play havoc with it. All right. Not hard at all, actually. Now don't get.
Time remaining 3 minutes.
Now you gotta remember the motors that close them doors, them gear doors, are just little plastic motors. So sometimes the wind will hold them open as you go by. If you try turning, if you get going too fast, like I think the wind's got them one doors.
Gear is down.
Yeah.
Retracts tucked away.
All right. All right.
Landing flaps.
Bring her by low and slow. Flaps are down. Not noticing any dipping or rising.
Flaps up.
So I like my flap settings. Okay. All right, we're going to bring the belly by right now.
Time remaining 2 minutes. Gear is down.
All right. Love the lights on this plane. They're plenty bright.
Landing flaps.
Yeah, my flap settings are about perfect. Now, these are all FatGuyFliesRC settings, just so y'all are aware. Good flying Corsair. Good flying Corsair.
Flaps up.
Handles pretty good on the ground, even with that wind. Trying to keep it on the center line the best I can. Turn around here. All right, we're gonna do a no flap takeoff this time. Keeping that rudder into the wind. Yeah. Yeah, right rudder to keep that tail as straight as possible.
Retracts tucked away. 1 minute.
All right, let's show the belly one more time.
Gear is down.
All right, classic Corsair flyby.
Landing flaps. Seconds. 20 seconds. Flaps up.
Didn't like it, so I'm gonna go around.
Landing flaps. 10. Greg lands at Corsair now.
Whoa. Did better with flaps. I remember, right? My other Corsair the same way. I do a lot better with flaps. Remember, folks, that was the second time I've ever had this plane in the air. but she's pretty stout bird.
Motor off. Safe to pick up the Corsair.
Not to mention how, and I realized after I got her all put together and I closed out the video and then I gave her the clear coat, I didn't put the stickers on the propellers. So, oh well. All right, let's take it down to the last bench down here. Get you, and I'll go over all my rates and everything with you. All right, we were 14 seconds over on a 6-minute timer. Okay, we'll go over CG and rates in just a minute. I want to check my battery. 35% left, so if you've got a 3300, 6 minutes is perfect. Now, some people are having a hard time. Look at this battery, okay? I just realized I put it in there with the Velcro. But like I said, the second flight, I didn't even use the Velcro. I put the slick slide in there. But let me tell you something. The way the front of this battery hatch rides in there, that battery is not going to change. All right, it's locked in there, so don't let that bother you. Think, well, it's so tight and I don't like using that Velcro. Slides right out. It stayed right there, and that is a 4S 3300 Sokoken. Okay, I'm gonna put that back in there. Okay, because all them wires and everything, they kind of just compress that battery and keep it in there. Just to show you my setup, if you look inside, well, it's not in there now, the hatch isn't on. That's my AR631. Now the plane got an 80 amp ESC. It says it's 6S rated, but the book says only use 4S, so I'm only going to use 4S, but it has an EC5, so you may have to put an adapter or get a 4S that has an EC5 adapter or battery connector on there. So just so you're aware of that. Real quick, let's go over the outside of the plane before we go about rates. But that hatch sits in there tight and holds that battery in place. Number one, you've got some beautiful nav lights. Got them front landing lights, and I found they're on no matter what, whether the gear's up or down. Those lights are on. Now, sometimes them doors don't want to close because of the wind. We'll hold them open, so be aware of that.
Gear is down.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Allow yourself 6 seconds for them gear to come down. Now, this is not suspension gear. It looks like it's suspension gear, but it's not. It's just regular gear, just straight wire. They didn't put suspension gears. This is an older model, okay? All right, let me get this plane turned around so you can see all my settings. We're going to share the mysterious settings. Oh, real quick. CG, forgot about CG. CG is 105, 98, 95 to 105 back from the leading edge root of the plane, which is why these plastic, and I just measured right back in there. And if you look on the top side, for this particular plane, given its gull wing, it's right on this panel line. So if you put your finger right on these two panel lines, that is a great place to check your CG. I don't like checking upside down, but because the gull wing just makes it easier. And that's pretty darn level. Maybe favoring nose heavy, which actually with a warbird, you want it to favor nose heavy, if at all possible. All right. Go over our mysterious rates that I didn't share until the reason I didn't want to share my rates in the unbox and build is I wanted to fly the plane and then share them with you. That way you just saw those rates in action, because I did not go by the book. I didn't even read the book rates. I'm just letting you know. I set this plane up Fat Guy style. Okay, motor is off. My flying rates, high rates the entire time. Okay, yeah. No, I flew all that in my mid rates. Sorry. All right, mid rates. The whole flight was in my mid rates. Aileron 85 with 40% expo. Elevator 85 with 40% expo. And rudder 100 with 50% expo. Okay, next time I'll fly at my high rate, see how I did. All right, there is a small amount of mix needed. Flaps up obviously are nothing. Takeoff flap are 50% with a 5% down elevator. Landing is 100% with a 9% down elevator. I'm sorry if I'm yelling, it's just that it's windy right now. Okay, let's go over our forward programming. Okay, gyro setting, gains are one-time gains. Okay, roll, pitch, and yaw, 34, 42, and 60. Roll 34, pitch 42, yaw 60. Okay, priority, all at 112 on roll, pitch, and yaw. Didn't do anything with heading, stop, lock, all at 42 on roll, pitch, and yaw. Nothing with release rate, gains, or one-time gains. All right, now that's the recorded maiden as far as videotaping, but that's the first time, that's the second time this plane has ever been in the air. Just being complete honesty with y'all. And when I tell you a plane that's a maiden, that's a true maiden. That's the first time we've all flown it. And if I tell you it's not the maiden, it's not the maiden. So all right, I want to be completely honest with y'all. Okay, I'm not saying other people aren't, I'm just telling you that's how I like to roll. Like where I went over the flaps, remember these doors, they're just little plastic gears that are servos, so sometimes them doors wind may hold them open. Don't think, well, stupid model. No, it's just windy. But that is the 1400mm Corsair, sent to me by FMS for review. FMS, thank you so much. They sent it out to me, it was right now here, December 25. They've got their big winter or Christmas sale going on right now. There'll be a link to the purchase of this plane in the description of the video. And with that link, use the Christmas sale, might give you more off. If not, use my link. And if you've never bought anything with my link, the first time you can take 10% off your entire order. After that, it's a one-time use. After that, you can always take $10 off your order or whatever it is you buy, just to let you know. And that's forever for good. Now, the Christmas links, however, may be a better deal. So whichever gets you the better deal. One guy told me that his links, everything's stacked together. So try it. If it works, it works, you know. I have no way of knowing whether it does or not. We're going to fly this again a little while, get you a second flight, and I'll probably fly with the tanks on, maybe, and get a speed run on it. All right, well, God bless y'all. Gabriel, thank you for filming. This was a very successful second flight, recorded maiden of the FMS F4-U 1400mm Corsair. God bless y'all. Merry Christmas, and we'll catch you in the air. Bye-bye.